Alright, hi everybody and welcome to Plastic Models by Regular Dude. And today I have a question and or some comments that is really going to require some audience participation. So I really need to get some feedback in the comments below. So here's what I want to discuss and get your opinion on. This is a work in progress. I'm just using this as an example. But I want to talk a little bit about the black and white technique. Now I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, are familiar with the black and white technique, and it is used frequently to great effect by Andy at Andy's Hobby Headquarters. He uses the black and white technique a lot, and he turns out some great looking models. For those of you who don't know, maybe basically what the black and white technique is, you take your either black primer or a black base coat, NATO black or whatever, just some kind of a black base coat on the entire kit, turret, hull, the whole shooting match. You paint it all black. Then once that's dried up, then you take white and spray white. For instance, here, all this would be white. Spray white here, spray white here, spray white all on top of here, spray white here, spray white in here. You know, any of the large, flat and or curved areas, like on a turret, you do it all black, and do all this in white, do this area right here in white, this area here in white, back here in white. And then once you get all that done, and you let that dry, then you take your base coat, let's say olive drab in this case, and you thin it down pretty good. And then you spray on a layer or layers of translucent coats of this base olive drab color. And what you get is kind of a modulation or a tonal effect to where your color is olive drab, but since it is somewhat translucent, and you control that by how much paint you put on and how thin the paint is, you end up with some kind of a two-tone kind of thing, kind of a modulation thing. So all the larger areas are toned down, or I shouldn't say toned down, or a little bit brighter where the white is, and then the edges are, and then nooks and cranny type places are darker. Okay. So, but then these edges here would be darker as well because this here has been painted white. So that's basically in a nutshell the black and white technique. So here is the question I pose. Since in effect we're trying to create highlights, like Shepard Payne used to do with dry brushing and then just all this kind of different stuff. My question is this: how would it be to do the black and white effect, the black and white technique in reverse? So in essence, spray the whole kit in either a really light gray primer or white primer or paint, whatever. Let that dry, the whole thing in white, and then spray these shadowy areas in black. This in here in black. But then, and then the black here, and the black here, the black say here, the black here, thereby leaving the white just along the edges. And the only reason I say do it in reverse is because it's easier to paint black over white. But then use paint the black in here, and that would leave this white, maybe this white here and here, white along these top edges. Anywhere where there's a high point, like on the turret, white here, and all around this section here, any of the high points where light would seem to reflect, Because just in looking at this turret right here, we're getting reflections here and here, not so much here. So how would it be to do that, then spray your translucent layers on, so when you get done, you have a modulated effect that these edges, these outer top edges, are going to appear more faded or more highlighted. Same with right here and here. So that's the question I am posing, and I would like some comments as to what your thoughts are. Now, in thinking about it, you know, one of the first things that came to mind is like, well, why not just do modulation with, say, you know, a MIG, ammo by MIG modulation set for olive drab. I've tried that myself, and the problem I run into is I can't differentiate. I don't know if it's because of my eyesight or because of the lighting on my desk or what, but I can't differentiate enough between the gradual gradation of colors from dark to light. I can't tell the difference. So if I painted the whole thing in the dark color and then I start spraying the next color to create a more highlighted effect, and then end up short between the darkest color and the lightest color, I can't really see that much of a difference with my eyes. I know it's there, but I don't have the visual acuity, I guess, anymore to differentiate those subtleties in color in order to get that effect to work. So this way, I mean, I can tell black from white super easily. I mean, who can't? So by painting it all white and then doing it here in black and underneath here in black or whatever, and then spraying, you know, the translucent olive drab color over top of that, you will naturally end up with highlighted areas and darker areas. So that's my question. Has anybody done it that way? What are your thoughts on doing it that way? And I think I'm going to be trying that on a kit of my own real soon, just to see what it looks like. I may take, I have an older kit that's partially assembled I got from my brother, and I think I may use that for a test bed to try this technique out, because in theory I think it would work, and for what I'm trying to achieve in my base colors, I might do better than to do the traditional black and white technique. And again, the caveat is here, and let me stress that I'm not saying that the black and white technique that I described at the beginning is wrong or dumb or anything else. It's just I'm trying to think in a different direction, and I just want to know what everybody's opinions are on this. So if you could just really, if you could put some comments and some even more questions or whatever, let's get some discussion going in the comments below. I would really appreciate it, because I want to hear what everybody thinks of that. And you know, keep your eyes peeled, because I'm going to be doing something like that in the near future. So anyway, that's it for me here at Plastic Models by a Regular Dude. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Again, questions and comments below, and I will see you all next time.